I've been playing Grey Garden ever since it came out, and today I compiled 50 of my best tips and tricks for you guys, whether you're a new player or even just a old player. Watch this video all the way to the end and let me know in the comments down below how many of these tips you actually know. Who knows, you might actually be a pro player without knowing it. Anyways, let's hop straight into this video. Before we start though, we just had 300,000 subscribers, so thank you so much for that, guys. Next goal is of course 400k, let's get it. Anyways, enjoy this video. Tip number 1, and I think this one is pretty much common sense at this point: get yourself a fruit notifier if you have not already. If you guys don't know what a fruit notifier is, basically it just tells you whatever is in the shop in Grey Garden. For example, we have tomato, we have daffodil. All of these seeds are basically going to be inside of that fruit notifier, which is going to be on Discord. And yeah, you're basically going to get a ping every single time the seed you want to buy is in the shop. So for example, if you want to go ahead and buy yourself a elder strawberry, you can get a notifier that notifies you whenever this is in stock. And yeah, you're just going to get a ping on your phone, on Discord or something, telling you that that is in stock and you should hop in game and buy it immediately. You can of course get a fruit notifier for eggs, and same goes for gear item too. So yeah, they are extremely helpful. If you guys want a fruit notifier, simply go to the description down below where you are gonna find my Discord server. And inside here, guys, you're gonna get a notification for every single fruit inside of the game, every single gear inside of the game, and every single egg inside of the game. Currently, it is down, but yeah, I'm gonna fix it soon, guys. Alternatively, you can also go ahead and go to the official Grey Garden Discord server and get a fruit notifier right there too. So yeah, fruit notifier is something you need to get. Like, if you don't have this, bro, you're actually just not gonna get good at this game. Tip number 2, if you are a beginner, and I mean if you have under 1,000,000 shekels, the best way for you to make money is to hop into public servers and just beg. Honestly, man, just beg. And trust me, people in this game are not as mean as they might seem. Yeah, most people, if they see that you have maybe a few million shekels or something, they might honestly help you guys out, at least get you guys to a few billion shekels. And once you have a few billion, bro, at that point, you can buy basically everything in the game. So yeah, simply just go ahead and beg. Alternatively, tip number 3, you can also go ahead and save up. You can try and do events right here in the middle of the game. These change every single week, and from these events, you actually get a bunch of rewards. And usually, these rewards actually sell for quite a lot inside of the trading scene. For example, something like the spaghetti sloth, which is about a 4% chance from this guy, might trade for at least a few billion shekels in Grey Garden. Once again, if you guys want to trade with people and don't know where to start, you can simply go to the description down below where you'll find my Discord server, and here you can go ahead and trade with people. Of course, guys, make sure you are using the new trading tickets in game. Do not trust trade, you are gonna get scammed. So yeah, make sure you're using these. They just ensure that you don't get scammed, because no one wants to get scammed. Another thing a new player should definitely be focusing on is this guy right here. Sorry, I'm mistaken. But yeah, definitely go ahead and complete your daily quests, especially if you have like under 1,000,000 shekels, because what this does is it gives you a bunch of really cool seeds from these seed packs right here. The seed pack isn't really that great, but yeah, if you want to make a few extra dollars, I guess you can go ahead and do that quest. Once again, if you are a new player, there is some seeds that you should definitely be avoiding. First things first, go ahead and start off with carrot, then you want to go ahead and move on to strawberry. Ignore blueberry. Blueberry is basically the same thing as strawberry, just more expensive and takes up more space, so do not use blueberries at all. Skip over blueberries, move straight to orange tulips. You want to grind out orange tulips until you can afford bamboo, and bamboo is literally gonna save you guys so much freaking money. Well, save you guys money, no, I mean make you guys money, because this thing is absolutely OP. Of course, once you guys go ahead and plant your bamboo seeds, you want to get a bunch of mutations on it, and that brings me on to my next tip: mutations. As many of you know, a sugar apple is not worth much, but check this out. I have my regular looking sugar apple at 10 billion shekels simply because it has all of these mutations right here. And that's not it. Check this one out. This is 15 billion shekels. And that's not it. Check this one out. It is 24 billion shekels, guys, simply because it has a bunch of mutations on it. So you need to focus on mutations as much as you can, because it can make you guys a lot of money. Like, I'm not kidding. A lot of money. So yeah, that's honestly the best thing you guys can do to make a lot of money in Grey Garden, which is to get a bunch of mutations. Now you might ask me, how do you get these mutations? Well, guys, the best time to actually get all of these exclusive mutations, such as corrupt, celestial, heavenly, shocked, all of these mutations always and always happen during admin abuse. If you guys don't know what admin abuse is, basically every single time there is an update, join the game an hour before the update actually drops. And yeah, Jandal is gonna do a bunch of admin abuse where we get a bunch of secret mutations which are worth a lot of money. Trust me, these are worth a lot of money. And yeah, this is how honestly I've made most of my money in this game. That and begging. Trust me bro, begging makes you a lot of money. I'm not even kidding. Another thing you should be doing, as you guys can probably tell from my garden, it is quite empty. Yeah, my garden doesn't have a lot of crops, but these crops that are in my garden are worth billions and billions of shekels. And this is mainly because I've just deleted all of my bad plants. The only bad plant I'd say I have is this grape, which just looks cool, and honestly, that's the only reason I have it here. But yeah, guys, always and always delete bad plants from your garden. Now, why would you want to do this? Well, for example, if you guys have a certain pet, let's say something like a butterfly. If you guys don't know what a butterfly is, this thing basically makes your plants a rainbow. Now, this thing targets one plant at a time, and if you have a bunch of plants in your garden, this basically means your good plants are just going to take even longer to get the rainbow mutation. And that's why you want to go ahead and delete as many bad plants as you can, just so you don't have a bunch of bad plants that are in the way. You just gotta delete them, bro. They're not making you money. Some of them don't even look good, so yeah, honestly, I don't see the point in keeping them. Alternatively, you can keep your bad garden and then get yourself a different save slot where you can go ahead and put all of your money making plants, such as, of course, the bone blossom. As you guys can see, I have a garden separate just for the bone blossom, so I can do the sprinkler method on it and make myself a bunch of money. Which brings me on to my next tip. Sprinkler method. You need to do this. This is like the best thing you can do in growing garden, and I think most of you already know what the sprinkler method is. Basically, guys, you can go ahead and use the sprinkler method, which is to just get all the type of sprinklers in the game, place each one of them down. So you want to place one advanced sprinkler, one master sprinkler, one godly sprinkler, and one basic sprinkler, and alternatively also one grandmaster sprinkler, but those are really difficult to get. And yeah, you simply want to go ahead and place them near your plant just like this. And basically what this is gonna do, this is my video from yesterday, by the way, check this out. This is what a regular prickle fruit looks like, and this is what a prickle fruit with the sprinkler method done on it looks like. So yeah, there's a big difference, guys. Make sure you guys are using the sprinkler method, because look at this thing. It's almost the size of my garden. Like, look at this. I don't know if you guys can see this. Look at this, bro. So do not sleep on the sprinkler method. It is still very good. It still works really well. Another method you should be using is something like the mooncat method. Mooncats basically make all of your plants really big. So if you guys manage to get yourself a bunch of mooncats, you can also use these, but this one gets a little bit complicated, so I'm not gonna get too in-depth into this in today's video, but you can go ahead and just search it up on YouTube and you'll find a bunch of tutorials telling you how to do this. If for some reason you guys don't want to get yourself a fruit notifier, what you can alternatively do is simply go to the seed shop, and let's say I want to buy a bunch of bamboo seeds. So what I'm gonna do is head over to the bamboo section right here, get myself a nice little auto clicker. I personally recommend this one, and yeah, simply just go ahead and auto click right here on this gray button, and every single time bamboo comes to stock, you are automatically gonna buy it. So yeah, this is a quick and dirty walk around to not having to use something like a fruit notifier, or if you just can't be in the game, even if you have a fruit notifier, you can use this method. Now there is a bunch of macros that buy all of the seeds in the game for you, that buy all of the gear, that buy all of the eggs in the game for you. But first of all, I don't know if I can trust those macros to run on my computer. Secondly, I'm not sure if macros are bannable in Grow a Garden. I haven't really heard the devs talk about this, so I'm not really sure if macros are bannable, guys, so please ignore this entire part of the video if they are bannable. And thirdly, this will only work on PC. So if you want to use a macro, it's only gonna work on PC. So unfortunately, you won't be able to use it on mobile, which kind of sucks. I know a lot of you play on mobile, so hey, mobile players matter too. Yeah. Moving on, the next thing that matters is your plant. Of course, if you've grown a massive plant and you're trying to get a bunch of mutations on it, you don't want anyone to steal it. But did you know people can simply pay 37 Robux and steal your entire garden? Yeah, I'm not even kidding, bro. They can steal whatever they want inside your entire garden. So how do you protect against this? Well, you can simply go to the gear shop right here, and you can keep on scrolling and buy yourself something called the favorite tool for only 20 million shekels. And this basically goes ahead and prevents your plant from getting getting collected. Now hold on, this might sound very convenient because it is very convenient. The favorite tool doesn't work. It just does not work. People can still steal your plant. It just takes them a few more tries or something like that. The favorite tool is actually completely useless in Grey Garden because it does not prevent people from stealing your stuff. So the next best thing you can do is just make a private server and always play inside of a private server, or switch slots every single time you're going into a public server, something like that, bro. Just never ever take your main garden to a public server because someone is gonna steal from you. Moving on, let's go ahead and move on to the next thing, and this is regarding events. As you guys know, inside of events, you always get rewards. And I'm telling you guys, these rewards are always and 99% of the time better than anything inside of the regular seed shop. So if you want to make money quick, and if you're a beginner trying to make money quick, always focus on events whenever there is an event going on. I know these can get really grindy, but I'm telling you guys, all of these seeds right here are better than most of the seeds inside of the seed shops. You need to focus on them. Same goes for pets. All of these pets are usually better than anything you can buy inside of the pet shop right there. So always focus on these, because even if you don't need the pet, you can always just trade it out and make trillions and trillions of dollars off of it. Same goes for the rat right here too, of course. And yeah, this guy has a very good pet. A lot of people really want to get this pet, so yeah, you should definitely try and get this, because a bunch of people are probably willing to pay billions and billions of dollars for that, if not trillions. So to put it shortly, just focus on events whenever there is an event going on, because yeah, you're gonna make significantly more money from these compared to trying to grind out the seed shop. Speaking of, there is a few pets that you should always trade for, one of them being raccoon. You need to get the raccoon. If you guys don't know what the raccoon does, oh man, are you in for a treat. The raccoon every 15 minutes has a 80% chance to go to another player's garden and steal, aka duplicate, a random crop. Now, why is this good? Because if you have a rich friend and they're just AFKing inside of your game, you can use the raccoon to steal from them and get all of their plants. But hold on, there's a catch. They don't lose any of the plants. They just get duplicated and you get a duplicate copy of them, which you can then, of course, go ahead and sell, trade, whatever you want. You can also do this with your alt account. Give the raccoon to your alt account and steal from your own garden. By steal, of course, I mean duplicate. So yeah, basically it's an infinite plant glitch, which is meant to be a feature in Grey Garden. The raccoon is by far the best pet in the entire game. And if you guys have not gotten it, bro, you need to get it. It's really good. Another thing you should never ever do is trust trade. Do not trust trade, guys. Always use the new trading feature that we got inside of the game. If you guys don't know what trust trade is, it's basically when I take my raptor and I go up to another player and I say, hey, buddy, let me just gift this to you. You gift me whatever you want. No, don't do that. You're gonna get scammed 99% of the time. So if someone is telling you, let's trust trade, be very careful because they're most likely gonna scam you. Speaking of pets, if you guys have a bunch of pets inside of your inventory and your inventory is starting to feel a little bit clogged, what you can do instead is just get all of your pets and trade them off to your alt account. As you guys know, the max amount of pets you can have in Grey Garden is 60. So if you are exceeding that limit, you're probably not able to collect any more pets. So yeah, simply just go ahead and trade useless pets to your alt account, or of course just go ahead and sell them. I don't recommend selling pets, guys, because unless it's something like, I don't know, a dog or something from the common egg, there's no point selling it. You're not gonna get much money anyways. It's better off just giving it to your alt account in case you need it sometime in the future. I don't know, bro. But yeah, make alt accounts. You can basically just get free upgrade slots instead of, you know, using this. Speaking of this, you should definitely go ahead and upgrade your pets, or upgrade the age of your pets, so you can go ahead and trade them right here. As you guys can see, it's asking for an age 60 pet. So yeah, simply just go ahead and trade in your pets right here to get extra slots. It's really useful. Also, it seems like I've soft locked myself. Oh yeah, okay, gotta leave the game. Another tip I could go ahead and give you guys is every single time you're going to go and sell something. For example, I want to go ahead and try and sell something like Mochi Mouse. To most of you, the Mochi Mouse might be a useless pet, but did you know the Mochi Mouse has a very good ability, which basically means it levels up super quickly. In fact, this thing is currently trading for a lot of money inside of the trading market, but you wouldn't know that. You just go and sell it right there. So always go to something like the wiki. If you guys don't know what the wiki is, this is basically like Wikipedia but for Grey Garden. So simply go to this page, search up something like Mochi Mouse, for example, and check this out, guys. As of the cooking update, the Mochi Mouse gives the most additional XP per second to a type of pet. So yeah, this thing is in high demand because it's really, really easy to level up, but you wouldn't do that, you just go and sell it. So always and always research before you sell anything, whether it's a pet, whether it's a plant, whatever it is, bro, always and always do that. Another very cool tip I can give you guys is bamboo. Get as much bamboo as you can, even if you're a new player, even if you're an old player, just get it, bro. You know why? I think most of you already know why. You can use these things as ladders. Bro, how cool is that? Like, you need a ladder? Look at this. Just climb up one of these. Bamboo is one of the most versatile crops in the entire game, and even pro players use this to this day. So yeah, definitely buy as many bamboo seeds as you can. They are very, very useful. If you guys ever manage to get some rare event items, for example, I got something called a zombie chicken a really, really long time ago, and this pet honestly isn't that great, but because this thing is extremely, extremely rare, and only a few million people have it. Yes, I repeat, only a few million people. That's how big this game is. Even a million people feel like a few. But yeah, only a small percentage of Grey Garden players actually got this thing. And for that reason, guys, this thing trades for a lot of money. So if you ever manage to get your hands on any sort of these rare pets, same goes for the junk bot that was recently added, same goes for like the cooked owl, the football that we got 2 weeks ago, any of these pets, guys, never ever sell them. You want to hold on to them for as long as you can, because in the future, somebody is going to sell them for a lot of money inside of the trading market. Moving on, let's go ahead and talk about a few things that you should never do in Grey Garden. The first one being this. This is the worst value for money game pass you can ever buy in Grey Garden. For 375 Robux, this grows every single thing in your garden. But instead, you can go to the gear shop and get yourself something called the watering can, which also grows anything you want, maybe not instantly, but in a few minutes. So yeah, never ever buy this thing, guys. Just use a watering can. You can AFK these overnight and they're just simply way easier to get. Another thing you should never ever buy is inside of the shop right here. Don't buy the forever pack. This thing is an absolute scam, bro. There's no better way to put it. It sucks, okay? Getting 100 shekels or 3 watering cans for 39 Robux is an absolute joke. They really need to update this. Sometimes there is something like an admin seed or a rainbow seed. I think that's what they're called. At that point, I'd say, yeah, justified buying it. But besides that, guys, I would not buy this. Same goes for seeds. Do not spend Robux on seeds. I repeat, do not send Robux on any of these seeds. They're not worth it. 1,000 Robux for an Elder Strawberry is not a good deal. Trust me, guys, you can just get a fruit notifier and get these seeds that way. Unless you're a YouTuber like me who needs to get these videos out ASAP, there is honestly no point in getting these seeds. They are just a complete waste of money. Here's a quick little tip that nobody ever told you in Grey Garden. If you go up to any of your crops and you really need to collect them all really quickly, what you can do is, instead of spamming E on your keyboard, you don't keep on pressing E, what you can do instead is just hold down the E key. And check this out, guys, it's just gonna collect it for me. I'm not spamming this, I'm just holding down E and it just collects everything really quickly. Use that, bro. It's gonna help you out a lot. Another thing you should always be doing is, if you have a bunch of eggs, like I do right over here, what you can do is go ahead and place them all down before you go to bed or before you're about to go AFK or something. And basically what that does is it lets all of these eggs grow overnight. Alternatively, you can also go ahead and get yourself the brand new Sunny Side Up chicken, which is basically a blood kiwi retextured. And what this thing does is it lets you guys hatch your eggs just slightly faster. I'm not sure what tip you're on. I've honestly lost count. I don't even know if you're at tip number 50, but the next tip for you guys is going to be moles. We have a brand new pet called the pancake mole, and people are absolutely sleeping on this thing. This thing is very OP. If you guys did not know, this is basically a reskinned version of the regular mode that was added back at the night update. What am I saying? But basically what the pancake mole does is every 10 to 80 seconds digs down underground to find treasure. And now you might say, what's the point of this? What's the point of it digging up gear or shekels? Because, guys, I kid you not, this thing literally digs out the Grand Master Sprinkler and the Level Up Lollipop, 2 of the most rarest gears in the entire game. You can just get them from this guy. And of course, if you manage to get like 8 of them in your garden, you're gonna be making absolute bank, bro. Trust me. To get this thing, it's very easy to get from the new gourmet egg. And yeah, you should definitely be using this because it's going to give you guys a bunch of really cool sprinklers and stuff. Now, this is something I guarantee you are forgetting right now. Feed your pets. Go on right now. I know your pets are absolutely starving. You need to feed them. Everyone forgets to feed their pets, and this basically means your pet is not going to age up anymore. The more your pet ages up, the better its ability is going to get. So always and always feed your pet just so it can level up. And of course, feeding your pet also means you will be able to put it inside of the mutation machine, which is gonna make your pet even better with, you know, one of these mutations. Speaking of always and always get these mutations, never ever just leave your pets like I did right here. At least try and get a good mutation on your pet because yeah, these all are honestly not that bad. They're all pretty good. Another thing you should always and always be doing is codes. Yes, codes are actually in the game. Not a lot of people know that these even exist. But yes, guys, there is actually codes in the game, and every single time there is a code in Grow a Garden, it only lasts for like a day, by the way, so you need to be very fast. You can simply go to my Discord server, once again link in the description down below, and whenever there is a code, I always and always make a announcement. And make sure you have the announcement ping role enabled, or you're not gonna get the announcement. So yeah, make sure you have that enabled too. Next up, do not delete good plants. For example, something like the prickle fruit, it's not a rare plant, but it is still a decently rare or hard to get plant. So if you guys don't want to use it anymore, what you can do is use something like a reclaimer and just reclaim it instead of deleting it. Or alternatively, you can also just use a trowel and just move it to a corner of your garden so you don't see it anymore. You know, just hide your problems away. That's how you should be dealing with them anyways. Joke. Just kidding. Another thing you should never ever do in Grow a Garden, this is like a sin of Grow a Garden, never walk around with your shovel out because you might accidentally, whoops, delete your plant. Now, of course, better plants actually have a little message that pops up just like this. So, you know, you want to hit that confirm button. Oh, I know a bunch of you are panicking right now. I know you are. One left click and it's over. Subscribe now. I'm gonna left click. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm not gonna delete my bone blossom yet. Better subscribe. Other thing you should always and always be doing is organize your garden. A lot of people don't do this. But guys, if your garden actually looks good, you actually feel like playing the game more. I'm not kidding. I don't know if this is just me, but if my garden looks nice and cleaned up, I actually feel like looking at my garden. I might just be like, I might just have OCD or something. Low key, bro. But I need my garden looking nice, alright? I don't wear this maid outfit for no reason, okay? There's a reason I wear it. So yeah, always and always clean up your garden. This just means that it's easier to spot what mutations your plant might have, how big your plant is, you know, etc. Speaking of your plants, let's say I want to know the value of something like, let's see, my sugar apple right here. Just ignore this for a second. Let's say I want to know the value of this. I want to know how much it's worth. Well, you do not need to harvest it. Do not harvest it. What you can do instead is get yourself something called a magnifying glass, which you can buy inside of the gear shop. And as you guys can see, when you click on it, it's basically going to show you guys the value of your plant. It's extremely useful. And yeah, it's not that expensive either. I'm pretty sure it's like a few million. So yeah, so it's really not that expensive. You should be using this. There is also a bunch of other gear in the shop that normally people use, something like the harvest tool. For example, I can't really collect that sunflower up there. It's too high. So I'll use a harvest tool on the stem and it's going to collect it for me. You know, just quality of life little things that we have in the game. You should all be using these. These are very cool. Now, let's say you want to know the weight of a specific plant without actually collecting it. For example, I want to know the weight of this bone blossom right over here without actually collecting it. As you guys can see, its price is 995 million, but it also has a bunch of mutations on it. So how can I actually know the value of this thing? Well, guys, it's actually quite simple. It's not that difficult at all. What you need to do is go over to any site, any Grow a Garden calculator. I'm not affiliated with this one, by the way. I'm just using it for the sake of this video, but simply go to any site, search a bone blossom, then go ahead and put each one of the mutations you have. So I have the shocked, boil, windstruck, frozen, corrupt, and moonlit. So frozen, corrupt, and moonlit. And of course, tranquil. And there you go, that's all of the mutations I have on my bone blossom currently. Now, the next step is to simply play around with the weight until we get the same price here as the same price here. So as you guys can see, this is about 1 billion shekels. So let's just go ahead and play around with this. And as you guys can see, my bone blossom is somewhere between 16.5, maybe 16.6. Oh yeah, it's definitely 16.55, maybe somewhere around there. But yeah, there you go. That's how much this thing actually weighs, and it's just a quick and simple way to know how much your plant actually weighs without collecting it, of course. So yeah, use that the next time you want to flex to your friends. but you also don't want to collect your plant, you know, just useful little things. Another really useful gear that we have in the game is the recall wrench. Don't be a poor person and walk to the end of the map just so you can get to the gear shop. No. Use a recall wrench. These are very cheap, and honestly every single player should have these at this point. They're always in stock and they're only 150k, so another thing you should always be doing is always get golden or rainbow on your plants. For example, check this out guys, just because this plant has the rainbow mutation, it is worth way more than any of my other plants. This is because the rainbow mutation and the gold mutation is actually calculated separately. Look, it's just something with the calculations of Grey Garden mutations, but just know that if you have the gold and rainbow mutation, you can't have them both at the same time obviously, but if you have one of either, your plant is just going to be worth significantly more. So always try and get gold or rainbow on your plants, you're going to make a lot more money. Speaking of mutations, go over to the Grey Garden wiki, search up mutations, go over to crop or pet mutations, whichever you want, and as you guys can see, you now have each and every mutation in Grey Garden on one little page. If you want to see admin, you can simply go here and check that out. We have admin mutations, we have unreleased mutations right here too, limited mutations, anything you guys need. You don't have to search it up on Google and get false information anymore. You're welcome. Never ever spend Robux on cosmetics. These are purely cosmetic. They don't do anything to your game. If you think the tractor looks cool, just wait for it to come in stock, bro. Don't spend a bunch of Robux on these. These are really overpriced. I would not recommend it at all. If you guys have a bunch of really rare mutations on your plant, for example, my plant has the junk shock mutation. This is a extremely rare mutation that not many people have. Usually when this is the case, people tend to trade these mutations off because there's a bunch of people who like to collect these rare mutations. If you manage to find someone who's willing to collect this mutation, who's willing to pay you a bunch of money for it, always trade these mutations off, or the plants with these mutations off. Always trade them out, guys, instead of selling them over to that guy, because of course he's not gonna pay you a fair price for it. If you open up your inventory, go over to anything in your inventory. For example, go over to fruits, and let's say you really like the strawberry. I really like this strawberry. Strawberry. I love the way it shines. I love the way it looks. I love how cold it is to the touch. Well, if that's the case, simply right click on it, and there you go. You're now gonna save it, and even if you go and sell your entire inventory, your strawberry is going to remain right there. So yeah, check that out. I still have my strawberry, but it's time you go. I don't like you anymore. Did you know there's a crafting shop in Grey Garden? Yes, many of you have probably seen this, but ignored it all the time, because let's be honest, not many of us craft anything besides the first 3 items here. But if you scroll down just a tiny little bit, we actually have some pretty useful sprays, such as the chalk spray, chill spray, and of course the mutation shocked spray. This is very good, guys. This is one of the best sprays in the entire game. If you're having a hard time getting a thunderstorm, you can use this thing. All you need is a lightning rod, which is quite difficult to get, but yeah, if you have a lightning rod, you should definitely craft this. We also have the anti-bee egg still in the game, and this actually gives you guys some really useful pets, such as the disco bee, which is a times 125 multiplier on the mutation this thing gives. It's really good. Same goes for the butterfly. This thing basically makes your plants rainbow. Once again, a very useful pet. And finally, the moth, which basically feeds your pets for you. Yeah, I kid you not, bro. This is one of the best pets we have in the entire game. This guy is just gonna restore your pet's hunger to 100%, and you never have to feed your pet ever again. So yeah, this anti-bee egg was one of the best eggs ever added to Grey Garden. You should be using it. Honestly, man, it's really good. We also have the pack bee that many people tend to forget, and this thing basically gives you guys extra inventory space. 25 extra inventory space to be specific, and if you stack it, that's gonna keep on stacking. So 25 if you have 2 of them, that's 50 if you have 4 of them, that's 100 extra slots inside of your inventory, of course costing you your active pet slots here. So yeah, always use these. Same goes for these treats. If you guys are trying to level up your pets, always use the medium toy on it. These are very easy to get if you guys use a macro or something. So always use the medium treat every single time you're trying to level up your pet. And same goes for the medium toy if you guys are trying to farm, I don't know, something like the raccoon method. With that being said, guys, I've been recording for an hour straight, speaking for an hour straight, so I think we've finally reached that 50 things you need to do in Grey Garden if you want to become a pro. if you want to become a pro player. Yeah, I'm reaching that point where I can't speak properly anymore. So if you guys found this video helpful, a like and subscribe would be greatly appreciated. We're trying to get to 400k, so come on, help me out. And as you guys could probably tell, these videos take a really long time to make and research. So please subscribe, please leave a like at least, or at least comment something down below just so this video goes out to more people. It's just gonna help me out a bunch, and it's gonna keep me motivated to make these long form videos even longer. I know you guys want to hear me blabber for another hour. Come on, I know you want me to. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.